One fateful day, on planet Vegeta, the Saiyan baby Kakarot was born with a fluctuating power level. However, it normally stabilizes at a power level of 5,000. Kakarot is in the Elite Saiyan nursery, and luckily King Vegeta has no reason to check the nursery since his son Vegeta is no longer in it. The scientists in the nursery consider telling King Vegeta about Kakarot's power. However, the last time there was a baby Saiyan surpassing Prince Vegeta in power, King Vegeta had them exiled. And these scientists believe Kakarot could even be the legendary Super Saiyan, so they wish to keep him alive. Bardock is of course proud one of his sons will be a Saiyan Elite. However, one day, Frieza calls for all the Saiyans to return to planet Vegeta. Bardock believes Frieza is doing this to kill all the Saiyans, so he tells Gine, and then he heads to the Elite Saiyan nursery to retrieve his son. The guards at the nursery did not allow him to see Kakarot, but since Bardock has a power level even nearing King Vegeta, he easily takes care of the guards and retrieves his son. Bardock would then steal a space pod, and after putting him inside it, Bardock and Gine say goodbye to their son as they send him into space. Bardock then flies into space in order to try and protect his race, but also to distract the Force from Goku's pod. On Earth, an old man would be sitting in his home, having a cup of tea, when he would hear an explosion outside. The old man would exit his home and would walk towards the smoke he can see in the sky. He would arrive at a crater and see a strange looking sphere in it. It looks like a spaceship. The old man would slowly make his way to the pod, and once reaching it, he would see a baby inside of it. The space pod would open and the baby would crawl out of it. The old man would introduce himself as Gohan, but then the baby would whip his tail, hitting Gohan and sending him into a tree. Gohan is amazed at the child's power, and he would raise him, calling him Goku, and he would train him until his unfortunate death, this being caused by Goku becoming a great ape. One day, a girl with blue hair would arrive at Mount Paozu and would be looking for the Dragon Balls. Goku would then go around the world gathering the Dragon Balls with her and easily defeating any enemy he comes across, making friends of some, but not of others. And on his journey of gathering the Dragon Balls, he would have met Master Roshi, who supposedly trained his grandpa Gohan. So after he collects the 4-star Dragon Ball, he would head back to Master Roshi's island and begin training under him. Krillin would also train under Master Roshi as well, and the two students would become friends, getting stronger alongside each other. Master Roshi is surprised at how quickly Goku masters his techniques and grows in power, and when we head to the martial arts tournament, Goku and Krillin would have their battle, with Goku obviously winning, and then when he faces Jackie Chun, he would also win that fight, so he wins the tournament along with all the Zeni. After a while, Master Roshi has nothing left to teach Goku, so he tells Goku to head to Korin's tower to receive training there. Goku would then use the Nimbus that he received from Roshi and head in the direction Roshi told him. On his way, he would find the Red Ribbon Army base, and realizing they are evil, he would destroy the entire Red Ribbon Army, leaving Dr. Gero as the only survivor. Goku would eventually arrive at Korin's tower, climbing it with ease. However, once he reaches Korin knows he is not a suitable teacher for Goku, so he tells Goku to head up even further to Kami's lookout. Goku would hop on his Nimbus and head up to the lookout, meeting Kami, but surprisingly Kami already knows who he is. Kami has been keeping an eye on Goku ever since he arrived on Earth. With Goku's power, it was easy to sense him when he arrived. Goku at this stage would be at a power level of 15,000, and would train under Kami for years, up until the next martial arts tournament. Kami would also remove Goku's tail during this time, so there is no chance of Goku becoming a great ape and going on a rampage. We skip to the tournament, and Tien would still beat Yamcha, however would be taken out by Krillin later in the tournament. The final fight being between Goku and Krillin, and they both see how far each other have come. However, they both know how this battle will end, and Goku would win, remaining as the World Martial Arts Champion. Goku and the others would be celebrating when Goku remembers he left his power pole and the 4-star Dragon Ball back at the tournament. Krillin offers to go get them, and Goku would allow this. Unfortunately, Krillin would arrive at the same time as one of King Piccolo's minions, and would be killed. Goku senses Krillin's ki fading, and before anyone can even blink, Goku is flying at full speed towards the last place he felt Krillin. Goku would land outside of the tournament arena, and he would head inside the building. Goku sees Krillin's lifeless body on the floor, next to his power pole, and the Dragon Ball is missing. Tears begin to flow down Goku's face, and he begins to scream uncontrollably. His eyes turn yellow, and his aura begins to burst, turning into a ferocious green colour. Goku's aura alone is destroying the building around him, and then, in the distance, he sees Shenron rise into the sky. Goku would fly towards Shenron, his power still rising. However, once he gets there, it is too late. King Piccolo has already wished for his youth and killed Shenron. Goku is overcome with pure rage, and he would begin to beat on Piccolo. Goku is currently at a power level of 300,000 and rising. Piccolo's minions try to help King Piccolo, but Goku just bursts his aura, killing them all. Goku would then punch a hole through Piccolo's chest, killing the Demon King, but only after he spits out an egg. Goku begins to calm down, reverting to his base form. He would then fly up to the lookout and ask Kami what happened to Shenron. Kami would inform Goku that King Piccolo killed Shenron. Goku's aura would begin to burst once again, but Kami tells Goku to calm down. He can recreate Shenron. Goku powers down, and he says okay. Kami says that in the meantime, Goku can train in the hyperbolic time chamber. Goku is confused and asks what it is, and Kami tells him that it is a place where you can train, and if you train in the hyperbolic time chamber for 1 year, only 1 day passes on the outside world. Goku asks Kami how many times he can use the time chamber, and Kami says only twice, unless he upgrades the hyperbolic time chamber. Goku understands, and he heads into the hyperbolic time chamber, training for 2 years. Before entering the time chamber, he is at a power level of 25,000, so after that training, he reaches a power level of 75,000. He would have become stronger, but for one, he has no training partner, and two, he wasn't only focused on getting stronger. He was focused on achieving that power he used against King Piccolo, and being able to access it at will, which, during these 2 years, I believe he would be able to do. Goku would then visit his friends, now being 2 years older than before, and Bulma actually gets a crush on Goku. She finds him handsome, he is strong, and now he is older as well. We now take a time to get to the tournament where Goku faces Piccolo Jr. Goku and Bulma are hanging out a lot more than usual during this time, and near the end of that time skip, Goku and Bulma would actually start dating. Also, Krillin would obviously have been revived during this time, and Kami would actually upgrade the time chamber in case Goku ever needs to train in it again. We now get into the tournament. Goku heavily suppressing himself against everyone he faces. Even Krillin has to do the same because of how strong he's got training with Goku. Goku wouldn't even get a chance to face Piccolo Jr. as Krillin would defeat him, meaning the final fight once again will be between Goku and Krillin. With Goku wearing his weighted clothing and being heavily suppressed, he actually enjoys his fight with Krillin. Their battle would end with a Kamehameha beam struggle. They both see how strong the other has become, but it is time they end this. Goku exerts a bit more power, and his beam overpowers Krillin's, knocking him out of the ring, and Goku remains as the World Martial Arts Champion. Years have passed. Goku and Bulma got married and also had a son. Bulma wanted to call their son Trunks, however Goku wanted to call him Gohan, in honour of his grandpa Gohan. Bulma would respect this decision, so their son is called Gohan. And nobody knows it yet, but Gohan has an even higher potential than his father. Goku and Bulma would be on their way to Kame House to reunite with all their friends, and they want everyone to meet Gohan. At the same time, a space pod would enter the Earth's atmosphere and would then crash near a farmer's house. Raditz would exit the pod, and after killing the farmer, he uses his scouter to search for any strong power levels. The first power level he finds is a power level of 10,000. Raditz would head to this power level, however when he reaches it, he doesn't find Kakarot, but instead he finds Piccolo. Raditz doesn't even attempt to fight Piccolo, and he simply asks if he knows anyone by the name of Kakarot. Piccolo says no, but he does know of someone that used to have a tail just like Raditz. Raditz thinks this must be Kakarot, so he asks Piccolo where they are. Piccolo says that he doesn't know, and if Raditz doesn't leave him now, Piccolo will kill him. Raditz, being the coward that he is, would then fly away and use his scouter to find another high power level. His scouter would then detect a power level of 15,000, which this time actually is Goku. Raditz would arrive at Kami's house, and he would then introduce himself. He would tell Goku that he is his brother, and that he needs to come with him to help conquer a planet. Goku would actually believe Raditz since Kami told him that he was not from this world, however, he still rejects leaving Earth to help destroy other planets. Raditz then threatens to take Gohan, but then Goku instantly powers up to his full power, and Raditz's scouter explodes. Goku then powers up into Akari, and he stares at Raditz. Raditz then instantly apologizes. He was only doing it because Vegeta was seemingly stronger than Goku, and if he didn't bring Goku back, Vegeta will kill him. But now he can see, Vegeta is nothing compared to Goku. He has no clue how strong Goku is, but not only did his power make his scouter break, but the pressure alone coming off Goku tells him all he needs to know. Goku doesn't know who Vegeta is, but he then powers down, and Raditz then says that since his scouter was destroyed, two Saiyans stronger than himself, Vegeta and Nappa, will believe he is dead and come to Earth to avenge him. Vegeta being the stronger of the pair, and being a bit stronger than Goku was when he was suppressed. Goku says that if they are that weak, then he can just kill the pair easily and everything will be fine. Raditz would then say that even though Goku could easily do that, Raditz wants to get his revenge on the pair for all the years they tormented him. Raditz wants to become strong enough to take on Vegeta alone. Piccolo then arrives. He followed Raditz because he was intrigued on why he wanted to see Goku, and now he hears about people stronger than himself coming to Earth. He is interested. He doesn't care about teaming up with anyone here, but if these Saiyans destroy the Earth, then there'll be no Earth for him to rule. Goku nods, and he then asks Raditz how long they have to prepare. Raditz says that they should have around 1 Earth year, and Goku says they have plenty of time. Raditz does have a question for Kakarot though. How is he so strong? Earth's gravity is incredibly weak compared to planet Vegeta and other planets he has been on. Goku says he isn't sure, however Raditz talking about gravity does give Goku an idea on how they can train. Goku would ask Bulma if she is able to create a rain where they can alter the gravity, and Bulma says that is possible. Goku asks Bulma to start development on that, and in the meantime, Goku will train both Raditz and Gohan. We now skip to the Saiyans' arrival. Vegeta and Nappa would blow up a city to get the attention of the Earth's warriors. They would then detect multiple power levels of around 5,000 and would fly in that direction. They would arrive in a wasteland, meeting Goku, Raditz, Piccolo, and even Gohan. Vegeta would realise Raditz is alive, and he would be furious at his betrayal. Vegeta would then read all of the fighters' power levels, and he would see Goku has a power level of 16,000. Nappa would have no chance against him, so Vegeta tells Nappa to fight the others. He will take on the strongest one. Nappa would nod, and then Vegeta and Goku would fly to another area in the wasteland, while the remaining fighters get in their fighting stances. Goku and Vegeta would land, the Saiyan Prince commending Goku's power, and even giving Goku one last chance to join him. Raditz did say Goku was a Saiyan elite like himself after all, and with his power even being close to his own, Vegeta would be happy for Goku to join him. Goku would refuse, saying he would never use his power to conquer planets. And besides, not only is Vegeta weak, but he is also dumb. Vegeta gets angry and he asks Goku what that is supposed to mean. Goku simply says that he is far over 10 times stronger than Vegeta, and also, anyone Vegeta killed can easily be revived with the Dragon Balls. They can't grant any wish after all. Vegeta is furious that Goku is mocking him, and after breaking his scouter, he rushes at Goku. Goku would power up slightly, matching Vegeta in power as they trade blows. Vegeta is getting more angry by the second, and then Goku decides to end this battle, and he powers up to his maximum power of 500,000. You may think this is incredibly low, seeing as Goku had gravity training, but that is where I'm going to disagree. If Goku was training by himself in the gravity chamber for the entire year, then of course he would be a lot stronger, but that simply isn't what happened. It took Bulma a couple of months to create the gravity chamber, and once she did, Goku focused on training up not only Raditz, but also Gohan. The intense gravity for Raditz and Gohan wouldn't even feel like anything to Goku, and besides, they only got a couple of days of training in it anyway. Gohan, not being able to control his power, accidentally destroyed the gravity chamber after a couple of days, and Bulma is only just adding the finishing touches on a new one. We head back to the fight, and now no matter what Vegeta does, he can't damage Goku. Vegeta even gets to the point where he creates a power ball and becomes a Great Ape just so he can damage Goku. After this transformation, Goku realizes it is time they end their battle. Vegeta may not be a threat to him, but nobody else has the power to stop Vegeta at this stage. Goku begins to power up a Kamehameha, while Vegeta powers up a Mouth Beam. The two fire their blasts, the two blasts clashing with amazing intensity. Goku isn't putting all of his energy into the blast because he doesn't want to kill Vegeta, but then Goku looks at Vegeta in his Great Ape transformation closely. Goku would think of Grandpa Gohan, and he would finally realise who killed Grandpa Gohan. It was himself. A green aura surrounds Goku as his hair spikes up, and he turns into a Kari out of pure rage and sadness. Goku's power now skyrockets all the way to 5 million, and in a split second, his beam overpowers Vegeta's, killing the Saiyan Elite once and for all. Goku still isn't calming down, and his power continues to rise until he sees Gohan standing next to Raditz and Piccolo, watching him with fear in their eyes. Goku begins to power down, seeing Gohan and Raditz calming him down. Goku asks what happened to the other Saiyan, and then Raditz chuckles, saying that he was defeated instantly, and they have just been watching his fight with Vegeta the entire time. Piccolo's max power reaches 75,000, while Raditz reaches a power level of 100,000, so it wasn't the slightest bit difficult. And Gohan with his insane potential is at an even greater power of 200,000, even surpassing Vegeta while in Great Ape, so it seems like Goku wasn't the only one stronger than that after all. They would all begin to celebrate, but then Kami enters their minds, telling them to all come to the lookout immediately. It is important. They would all do so, and after arriving, Kami would inform them that a god even above himself called King Kai has told him that an evil tyrant called Frieza is currently heading toward the planet called Namek. Raditz begins to get nervous hearing Frieza's name, but he says that Goku should easily be able to take care of Frieza. And what is so important about this Namek place? Kami would unfortunately inform Raditz that not only does Frieza have multiple transformations, his strongest two even surpassing Goku in power, but Namek also has its own set of Dragon Balls. And King Kai suspects Frieza will use these Dragon Balls to wish for immortality. At the end of the last video, Kami told the Earth's warriors about Frieza's journey to Namek. They would all be nervous, and they would all agree that they need to get to Namek as soon as possible. Goku would then fly down to Capsule Corp and would ask Bulma if she is able to modify the gravity chamber in a way where it can be used as a ship. Bulma thinks for a moment, and she says that it should be possible. If he can give her about a week, she could have it done. And she will also need the coordinates for wherever they are trying to go. Goku understands, and he then flies back to the lookout and he tells everyone what Bulma had told him. Kami would then telepathically ask King Kai for the coordinates to Namek, and we then skip 1 week into the future. The gravity ship is ready for takeoff, and the people going to Namek on it will be Goku, Gohan, Raditz, Piccolo, and Bulma, who will be there to pilot the ship in a room which isn't affected by the change in gravity. You may wonder where the human fighters have been. Well, to put it simply, they're just doing their own thing. Tien is out training by himself somewhere, while Yamcha and Krillin train at Kame House. Since there are so many fighters stronger than them, they didn't see a point in fighting the Saiyans or going to Namek. We now head to Namek, and I'm just going to say they arrive at the same time as Frieza's forces. We know that in canon, Goku got around a 10 times increase from the gravity training. However, now not only does Goku have strong training partners, he also has a much higher potential than his canon self, so we're going to make Goku's power grow by 20 times from the gravity training, putting his power level at 10 million. 100 million when using Akari. With Gohan having more potential than Goku, and also getting more benefits from the lower levels of gravity, his power gets a 25 times increase, putting his power at 5 million. We're going to say Raditz gets the same increase Goku did in canon, so 10 times, putting his power level at 1 million, and Piccolo's power increases by 5 times, putting his power level at 375,000. Since they arrive on Namek at the same time as Frieza and his forces, Frieza's scouter quickly detects their suppressed power levels, and he begins making his way towards them, along with Zarbon, Dodoria and Kui. Goku senses Frieza heading towards them, so he tells Piccolo to go and deal with the rest of Frieza's forces. He won't be able to help against Frieza. Piccolo nods, flying away, and then Goku, Raditz and Gohan prepare for Frieza's arrival. Once he arrives, Raditz quickly shoots 3 Ki Blasts, killing Zarbon, Dodoria and Kui. Frieza chuckles, saying this is going to be fun, and then Raditz steps up to face Frieza alone. Their battle begins with Raditz having a very clear advantage. Raditz taunts Frieza, as he can't even land a blow. Frieza gets angry that a simple monkey is able to surpass his suppressed state. But no matter, Frieza escapes the grasp of Raditz for a moment, and he transforms into his second form. Their battle then continues, and they are now evenly matched. They begin to trade blows and clash fists. Raditz knows Frieza has more transformations, and he won't be able to keep up with him for long, so Raditz jumps back, and then Gohan jumps in, taking his place. Frieza quickly gets overpowered, and transforms into his third form, but even when in that form, Frieza realises it won't be enough. Frieza tries to avoid Gohan's barrage of attacks, and he then powers up into his final form. Gohan shows no fear, however, and he rushes at Frieza once again. Frieza is impressed that a child could become so powerful, however he is still an insect compared to himself. Frieza begins to brutally beat on Gohan, beating him to a bloody pulp. Frieza is about to land another blow on Gohan, but then Goku and Akari catches a punch, and he then lands a devastating gut punch on Frieza. Goku stares at Frieza, dead in the eyes. He tells Frieza that if he doesn't go full power now, then Goku won't give him the chance. Frieza laughs at Goku's arrogance, and he then rushes at Goku, trying to land a punch on Goku's face, but he dodges the attack with ease. Goku begins to toy with Frieza, dodging every single one of his attacks, and landing devastating blows in return. Frieza even gets so angry that he jumps up into the sky and tries to blow up the planet with a sphere of Ki, but Goku just smacks it away with ease. Frieza's thinking of what he should do. He looks around and he sees the weakened Gohan watching the fight, and then an evil smirk washes over his face. Goku is confused, and he then sees Frieza shoot a full power death beam through Gohan's chest. Goku screams Gohan's name as he watches his body hit the ground. Frieza begins to laugh, but then he sees Goku standing still and his body begins to shake violently. Frieza takes this chance to power up to full power, and then he watches as Goku's pupils fade and his hair turns golden. Goku is in Akari before transforming into Super Saiyan, making the form so much stronger. But Goku's power doesn't stop rising there. His muscles begin to grow in size, and a violent green aura erupts around Goku. Goku then lets out a violent roar as his hair turns green, and he has now become Frieza's worst nightmare. Goku has become the true legendary Super Saiyan. Frieza is terrified, and then Goku appears in front of Frieza, and he begins to pummel him into the ground. Goku's raw power alone is destroying the planet. Frieza tries to attack Goku, but it doesn't even leave a scratch on him. Goku slams Frieza into the ground, creating a giant crater, and with a final beam from Goku's mouth, he kills the tyrant. But this doesn't stop Goku's rampage. His power continues to increase, destroying more of the planet as it does. Raditz tries to calm down Goku, but then it just draws Goku the tension onto him. Goku is about to attack Raditz, but then Bulma runs out of the gravity ship and stands in front of Raditz. Seeing Bulma makes Goku able to come back to his senses, and he reverts to his base form, falling onto the ground and passing out because of exhaustion. Piccolo then arrives along with Nail, and they have all 7 Dragon Balls. They quickly summon Piranha, and they wish to restore the planet so it doesn't blow up. They then wish to revive Gohan, and with the final wish, they heal Goku. Gohan wakes up, now being alive once again, and he runs over to his unconscious father. Piccolo thanks Nail, and he then walks over to Goku, and he picks up his unconscious body, bringing it onto the gravity ship. Bulma, Raditz and Gohan follow shortly after, and then Nail watches as they leave Namek and head back to Earth. King Cold attempted to find Namek in hopes to find the person who killed his son. However, the Earth's Dragon Balls were already used to move Namek, so King Cold isn't able to find it. Goku is outside of Capsule Corp. Goku is trying to teach Gohan to control Ikari, which he recently unlocked. Then, out of nowhere, a strange looking ship would appear. A man with purple hair would exit the ship, and would then walk over to Goku and Gohan. Gohan reverts to his base form, and then the man with purple hair introduces himself. He is Gohan, from the future. In 3 years' time, androids created by Dr. Gero will attack, and they will kill everyone other than himself and Bulma. Even with Ikari, it wasn't enough. But luckily, he was able to access that golden hair form on top of Ikari after seeing all of his friends die, and he was able to defeat the androids, but ended up going on a rampage in the process. He did eventually calm down. However, sometime later, a new threat emerged. A strange bug person called Cell. Cell has the DNA of Goku, Frieza, Piccolo, Raditz, Vegeta, and Gohan. Even when Gohan used Super Saiyan on top of Ikari, it wasn't strong enough to defeat Cell. He was never able to access that green hair form Goku has, but maybe if he did, Cell wouldn't be an issue. There's no reason for Goku to believe future Gohan, but for some reason he just does. Goku asks future Gohan what happened to him in the future, and future Gohan says that is why he is here. Before the androids even arrived, Goku had already died to a heart virus, which had no cure at the time. However, a cure was eventually made, and he has come to the past to give that cure to him. Goku must use this cure. It is the only way to save the future. Cell for some reason hasn't been destroying a lot of cities yet, but Gohan assumes he is planning something big, and he won't be able to stop it. Goku takes a heart virus medicine, and he thanks future Gohan. Future Gohan says he will return once the androids emerge to make sure everything goes well, and he then jumps back into the time machine and heads back to the future. We now skip 3 years into the future. Goku would have told all the Z fighters about the threat of the androids and Cell. So all the humans, Piccolo, and the Saiyans would train intensely for the 3 years before the androids arrive. Raditz would even have accessed Super Saiyan during this time, and both Raditz and Goku believe there is a way to surpass Super Saiyan without using Ikari. They just don't know how. Also, Goku would have actually used a heart virus medicine since Bulma would remind him, meaning he won't have any issues with that. The humans needed a way to help in the fight with the androids, so they would train under Kami, and after that, Kami would get in contact with King Kai and would ask him if the human Z fighters can train under him. King Kai would accept this as a thank you to Kami for getting those Saiyans to dispose of Frieza, so the humans would head to King Kai's planet and train under him, learning both the Spirit Bomb and most importantly, the Kaioken. Piccolo would even join them in training with King Kai after a while, seeing as he doesn't want to be the only one who can't multiply his power. We now head to the city where the androids should attack, but they are nowhere to be seen. Then, all the fighters suddenly feel an insane increase in power. They all head towards the incredible power, and they end up in a mountain range. They then see Jiro's lab, and they fly into it, but just before they do, Cell absorbs Android 17 as well. Cell has now absorbed both Android 17 and 18. He has now become perfect. Goku sees Cell and he looks around the lab, seeing the destroyed bodies of Dr. Jiro and Android 20 on the floor. You may wonder why Cell came to absorb the androids so early. Well, let me explain. Cell, even in his imperfect state, was already stronger than a future Gohan using Super Saiyan on top of Akari. He had no need to waste time absorbing humans. Cell laughs, sensing how weak even the mighty Goku is in comparison to himself. He obviously hasn't seen Goku at full power, but he already knows he wouldn't be a challenge. Cell states that even though he could kill everyone here without breaking a sweat, that would be no fun. He knows how fast Goku will be able to grow in power, and he craves a good challenge, so he tells them all that they have 1 week to train. He then tells them to make sure they watch the news later today, and he flies away. Everyone is confused, but Goku just has a serious expression on his face. A couple seconds later, future Gohan arrives, and he asks what happened. After Goku explains the situation, future Gohan asks what they are supposed to do, and then Goku smirks. Goku tells them all to follow him to the lookout, and once they all arrive, Goku asks Kami if he upgraded the time chamber after he used it the last time like he asked. Kami nods, and then Goku explains to everyone how the time chamber works. All they need to do now is decide who goes in the time chamber with who. Goku decides he will go in with both Gohans at the same time. They won't be able to stay in the time chamber for an entire year, since they won't have enough food, but it will be worth it anyway. The first couple of weeks in the time chamber would be spent on teaching present Gohan Super Saiyan, which he would quickly unlock thanks to his incredible potential. Then, all 3 of them would focus on mastering Super Saiyan, which they would do in a couple of months. Just remember, all 3 of them have insane potential, so this wouldn't be that difficult. Now, the hard part. Getting future Gohan and present Gohan to access full power Super Saiyan, aka Legendary Super Saiyan. Goku is able to transform into the form with little difficulty, and with his mastery of Super Saiyan, he is able to control the form without going berserk. It takes the rest of their time in the time chamber, but both Gohans do end up unlocking the green head form, and they gain control of it. The next people to go in the time chamber are Raditz and Piccolo. Piccolo hasn't fused with Kami, so you may assume he is weaker than his canon self, but with the Kaioken, he easily surpasses that. Piccolo's regeneration is perfect for the Kaioken, meaning he can use it to even higher levels than someone like Goku. This means Raditz actually has a good training partner, and since he knows Goku masters Super Saiyan, which means it is possible, Raditz would strive to do the same, and after the year has passed, he would have done so. The human's going to train next, and for the remaining days on the outside, the fighters just train and rest. To scale everyone's power, present Gohan is in the lead, with future Gohan shortly behind, and Goku a bit behind them. Raditz is then far below Goku, and Piccolo's only a bit behind Raditz, with the humans being far below Piccolo, and being relative to each other. We now head to the Cell games. Goku is up first to face Cell. Goku powers up to full power Super Saiyan, and he expects Cell to be afraid of his power, but Cell simply laughs. Does Goku seriously think that is impressive? I mean, if he didn't train himself, then maybe Goku would have a chance, but that is simply just pathetic. Goku is confused, and Cell laughs again. Does Goku seriously think he wouldn't train for the occasion as well? He created Cell Juniors and has been training with them the entire week in preparation for their battle. And seeing as he has the potential of Goku, Gohan, Frieza and more, he got a lot stronger. Think about it. Frieza alone has incredible potential, but Cell also has the potential of 2 legendary Super Saiyans on top of that. And then he has the potential of people like Piccolo, Raditz and Vegeta, but those are less important. Goku is angry and he rushes at Cell. Goku tries to land a flurry of punches on Cell, but he dodges every single one. They then begin to clash fists, shaking the entire planet. Cell taunts Goku, asking why he isn't using that Ikari form on top of the one he is using now. Is he afraid of losing control? Is he afraid of hurting his friends? Goku gets angry, landing an uppercut on Cell, and Cell can't help but laugh. Goku's power is rapidly rising, and against anyone else, that would guarantee him the win, but unfortunately, Cell is growing just as fast as Goku, if not even faster. Goku knows he can't beat Cell, so he forfeits, seeing it is Gohan's turn. Gohan is terrified, but Goku tells him he can do this. He just has to believe in himself. Cell says that if the kid is fighting him, he wants the older one to face him at the same time. He already killed future Gohan once, he would enjoy doing it again. Future Gohan looks at his younger self and nods. Both Gohans power up to full power Super Saiyan, and they rush at Cell in unison. They are growing in power even faster than Goku did, and with the two of them fighting in unison, Cell actually begins to enjoy the fight. Whenever Cell dodges the attack from one Gohan, he gets hit by the other. Cell begins to get excited, using more and more power. It is overkill, but he doesn't care. Cell begins to beat on both Gohans. He is about to kill them, but then Goku flies into Cell, landing a kick on his jaw. Goku says that enough is enough. Cell wants him to use Ikari on top of his Grain Head form. Then so be it. At the end of the last video, Goku decided it was time he gave into Cell's taunts. It is time he uses Ikari on top of full power Super Saiyan. Cell smirks, saying at last he will have a true challenge. However, before they begin, he doesn't want the other fighters to feel left out, so he creates a bunch of Cell Juniors to keep the other fighters occupied. Cell pays little attention to most of their reactions, but when he sees Piccolo activate Kaioken, he will remember that trick for later. Goku begins to power up, the entire galaxy shaking. Fur begins to grow on Goku's body with a green colour. His tail begins to grow back, and his hair begins to change as well. Goku is now using Legendary Super Saiyan 4. However, he would decide to name it Primal Super Saiyan. But I will just call it Legendary Super Saiyan 4. Goku and Cell rush at each other with amazing intensity. Goku is trying to get used to this new power, but it is just so huge he can barely comprehend it. Goku theorizes that the reason he wasn't able to use this form against Frieza is because he didn't have Super Saiyan mastered when having Ikari stacked on top of it, but he isn't entirely certain. Goku and Cell continue to trade blows. As Goku gets more adjusted to his new power, Cell gets more and more overwhelmed. Cell is now on the defensive, as Goku begins to easily overpower him. Cell breaks away from Goku and says that he's glad Goku has stepped up to the challenge. However, it is time he uses a trick from someone else's arsenal. Cell begins to power up, shouting Kaioken times 100. Both Goku and Cell smirk as they get back into their fighting stances and they rush at each other once again. At the same time, present Gohan and future Gohan defeat the Cell Juniors they are facing, and they go to help out the others. They now have the goal of achieving the form Goku is using, but they can't think about that now. They need to go help the others. Goku and Cell continue to clash fists. Goku then lands an uppercut on Cell, but then Cell lands a kick on Goku's jaw. Their power is so great that it even catches the attention of Whis on Beerus World, who begins to watch their battle on his staff. Goku and Cell are still trading blows. They are so evenly matched that seemingly the only way there can be a win is if one of their stamina gives out. They both decide there's only one way that they can end this battle once and for all. They both begin to power up their most powerful Kamehamehas. The two fire their beam attacks, the two beams clashing with amazing intensity. They are seemingly at a stalemate, so Cell shouts Kaioken times 200. Cell's beam begins to overpower Goku's. Goku is putting every last bit of energy into his Kamehameha just to attempt to keep Cell's beam at bay, but it won't last. Then, out of nowhere, the two Gohans stand behind Goku, and they fire their own Kamehamehas, combining with Goku's. Goku doesn't have to do this alone. They will beat Cell together. Raditz then leads the other Z fighters to attack Cell from the behind, and eventually Cell's stamina gives out, dropping out of Kaioken, and then the combined legendary Kamehameha overpowers Cell's beam and completely erases him from the face of the earth. Goku thanks future Gohan for his help, and shortly after, future Gohan heads back to his timeline. After arriving in the future, his timeline Cell is already waiting for him. Once Gohan exits the time machine, Cell jumps at him, trying to land a punch on his face, but Gohan catches his fist, transforming into Super Saiyan. Gohan then smacks Cell into a building, and he flies after him. Cell is shocked at Gohan's power, and he tries to rush at Gohan once again, and he throws a flurry of punches at Gohan, with Gohan dodging every single one. Gohan then lands a gut punch on Cell that blows the wind out of him, and he then lands a kick on his jaw, sending Cell flying into another building. Cell asks Gohan how he is so strong, and Gohan simply says, "He had some help." Cell fires a special beam cannon at Gohan, with Gohan smacking it away with ease. Cell begins to panic. Gohan slowly walks towards him, and Cell knows if he tries to fly away, Gohan will just catch him. Cell tries to bargain with Gohan, saying he promises he won't hurt anyone else, just please let him live. Gohan rejects this offer, saying he knows what he is like. He will just get stronger and come kill him later down the line, and he isn't going to let that happen. Gohan rushes at Cell, landing a mock kick and then transitioning into a double Sunday he learnt from Raditz. Cell is heavily injured. Cell begs for mercy, and Gohan asks him a simple question. What was the name of his first victim? Cell is confused, so Gohan rephrases the question. What was the name of the first person he killed? Cell says he doesn't know, and that was all Gohan needed to hear. That was Cell's last chance. Gohan appears in front of Cell, landing an uppercut on him, sending him into the sky. Goku then appears above Cell, and with a full power Kamehameha, he kills his timeline Cell. Back in the present timeline, Goku is trying to get Gohan to use Ikari on top of legendary Super Saiyan, but then two strange people appear. Goku asks them who they are, and they introduce themselves as Shin and Kibito. Shin tells Goku that there was once an ancient evil called Majin Buu. He killed his fellow Supreme Kais, but he was eventually sealed away. However, he can sense that sometime soon, he will be released. Shin asks Goku if he will help defeat Majin Buu if he should return, and Goku says yes. He is up to the challenge. Shin says that is great, and then him and Kibito head back to their world, and Goku and Gohan begin to train for the arrival of Majin Buu. 7 years have passed since the last video ended. Goku and Bulma had another child during this time, which they would name Trunks. Goku got to name Gohan, so it was only fair she got to name Trunks. Trunks would have achieved regular Super Saiyan over this time, however he doesn't unlock the green-haired form. Gohan would still go to school and meet Videl, however that doesn't mean he slacks off on his training. Whenever Gohan isn't at school, he is training, and this training wouldn't be with Goku and Trunks. Gohan would actually train under the Supreme Kai on his world. Gohan would easily lift the Z-Sword out of the ground, and he would want to test the durability of it. This would lead to the sword being broken, and the Elder Kai would come out. The Elder Kai would offer to unlock Gohan's potential for setting him free, and he would actually accept this. He never even attempted unlocking that primal Super Saiyan form his father had, because he wasn't sure he would be able to control it, and he also wants to grow in power in his own way. We now skip to the martial arts tournament. This time, the Z fighters don't compete because Gohan was blackmailed by Videl, but they compete because the Supreme Kai said Bobley's minions will be there attempting to steal energy. Also, Goku and Gohan want to see which one of them is stronger now. They haven't had a sparring match after Gohan got the ultimate form. Trunks easily wins the kids division, and we skip to Gohan vs Kibito. Gohan knows the plan, so he transforms into Super Saiyan, and then Gohan allows Spopovich and Yamu to steal his energy, and after the Supreme Kai heals him, they all follow Spopovich and Yamu. Unfortunately, even a suppressed Super Saiyan Gohan's energy was way more than enough to revive Majin Buu. Bobbly and all of his men would cherish this moment of Buu being freed at last, but Goku would quickly fly over to them and kill all of them with ease. Goku and Gohan get in their fighting stances as Buu appears. Goku tells Gohan to let him have this one. And then Goku powers up into full power Super Saiyan and he rushes at Buu. Goku throws a barrage of punches at Buu and Buu isn't able to block a single one. Buu tries to fight back, but Goku dodges every single attack and then lands a devastating gut punch on Buu. Goku begins destroying parts of Buu, but he keeps regenerating. So then, Goku powers up to Primal Super Saiyan, and with a full power Kamehameha, he kills Buu. Goku powers down, saying that was easier than he expected, and we now skip to Battle of Gods. Beerus awakes from his slumber. He tells Whis about the dream he had of a Super Saiyan God, and Whis thinks he knows just the person Beerus is looking for. Whis tells Beerus about Goku and Gohan. He has been watching them for quite a long time. After Whis explains their history, Beerus asks where they are located, and Whis says they are on a planet called Earth. Beerus and Whis then head to Earth, and they arrive at Bulma's birthday party. After arriving, they walk over to Goku and Gohan, and they introduce themselves. Beerus then asks if either of them are a Super Saiyan God, but they both unfortunately say they don't think so. However, Gohan says they can ask Shenron to find out what a Super Saiyan God is. Beerus accepts this, so Gohan summons Shenron, which still only has one wish since Kami is still the guardian of Earth, and then Gohan asks what a Super Saiyan God is. Shenron explains that a Super Saiyan God is a Saiyan with the energy of 5 other pure-hearted Saiyans poured into him, making them immensely stronger and giving them the ability to access God Ki. Goku says they can't do the ritual because they don't have enough Saiyans, but both Videl and Bulma step up, and they both say that they are pregnant. Both Goku and Gohan are excited, but Beerus simply tells them to get to the point and do the ritual. Goku says that Gohan should have the ritual done on him, but Gohan says it should be done on Goku instead. He is fine with the ultimate form for now. The ritual is done on Goku, and he becomes the first Super Saiyan God. Goku and Beerus hover in the air, and they stare each other down. Beerus tells Goku that now it is time they fight. Goku assumed that was why he wanted a Super Saiyan God, so he complies, and then both him and Beerus get in their fighting stances. The two rush at each other, and their battle takes them into the atmosphere. Goku and Beerus are trading blows and clashing fists. They are evenly matched, however Goku is quickly growing in power, and he quickly pushes Beerus to use more and more power. Beerus is getting even more excited, and he attempts to draw out even more power from Goku by powering up a Sphere of Destruction and throwing it at the planet. Goku responds by firing a Kamehameha at the Sphere of Destruction, stopping the ball of Ki in its path, and then dispersing it. Goku and Beerus rush each other once again, the impact of their blow shaking the entire universe. Goku is still rapidly growing in power, and he begins to overpower Beerus. Goku starts landing more hits on Beerus, and he is dodging more attacks from Beerus. However, when Goku tries to land another attack on Beerus, Beerus dodges it with seemingly no effort. Goku tries to attack Beerus once again, but the same thing happens. Beerus is now using his imperfected Ultra Instinct. This gives him the advantage over Goku once again, however Goku is still rapidly growing in power, so that won't last very long. Whis can't help but smile seeing this. He hasn't seen Lord Beerus show this power for a very long time. The battle between Goku and Beerus intensifies. The power of Beerus just fuels Goku's own. You may believe Goku being this strong doesn't make sense, but even Broly in full power Super Saiyan with Akari stacked on top of it was only beaten by a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. And Broly was able to get that strong because of how rapidly his power increased during his battles with both Goku and Vegeta. But this Goku was already far stronger than the Broly from the Broly movie before facing Vegeta and Goku in base form, and then this Goku is using Super Saiyan God, which is far stronger than full power Super Saiyan along with Akari, and he's fighting Beerus, who is far stronger than Goku and Vegeta were, meaning his power would grow even faster than Broly's. The battle ends with Goku firing a full power Kamehameha at Beerus, nearly knocking the destroyer out. The two fly back down to Earth, and Goku falls out of Super Saiyan God. Whis congratulates Goku on beating Beerus, and he also thanks Goku for bringing that dormant power out of Beerus once again. He hasn't seen Lord Beerus go all out for a couple million years now. Whis then suggests both Goku and Gohan come to train on Beerus World, and they both want to do this, but they don't want to be away from their pregnant wives for long periods of time. Supreme Kai then teleports in, offering to teach both Goku and Gohan the Kai Kai, so they can teleport back to Earth whenever they want. The two would agree to this, so they would first learn the Kai Kai from Supreme Kai, and they then head to Beerus World to train under Whis. Resurrection F never takes place because Frieza's forces never find Earth. King Cold is still alive, but since Frieza actually died on Namek, he was never able to tell King Cold about Earth, which means King Cold and his forces don't even know of its existence. So now we know Resurrection F doesn't happen. We would head to the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament. Raditz would also have started training on Beerus World during this time. But that tournament isn't even worth covering, seeing as both Goku and Gohan could literally one-shot anyone in that tournament, including Hit. So we would then move to the Goku Black arc. Since Goku isn't a farmer, he's always either training on Beerus World or in the Gravity Chamber with his son Gohan. So that means whenever Zamasu wishes to trade bodies with Goku, and he comes to finish off Goku, Gohan can easily kill Goku Black, and they can use the Dragon Balls to give Goku his body back. So we move to the Tournament of Power. The team consisting of Goku, Gohan, Raditz, Tien, Master Roshi, Krillin, Trunks, Piccolo, and Yamcha. But that means they still need one more fighter. And luckily, Goku knows just the person. The last person who gave him a challenge other than Lord Beerus himself. That's right, I'm talking about Cell. Goku takes a trip down to Hell, and he meets his old enemy Cell. Cell chuckles seeing Goku, and he asks him what he wants. If he is down here, then he must want something. Goku tells Cell about the tournament, and he asks Cell if he wants to join. And Cell would agree to join, under one condition. They need to revive him. Goku is fully confident in his ability to kill Cell again if needs be, so he agrees to this, and instead of getting Fortune Teller Baba to allow Cell to return to the world of the living for one day, Goku just gathers the Dragon Balls and revives Cell. After Cell is revived, he meets up with the Universe 7 team outside of Capsule Corp, and he comes to realise that even Raditz is stronger than him now. And now, Universe 7 has their team ready. They head to the world of Void. Goku easily wipes out Universe 9 single-handedly, and he then faces off against the Universe 6 Saiyans. The Universe 6 Saiyans do still have Super Saiyan, and even though Goku is decently interested in training Caulifla, he mainly has his attention on Kale. He can sense she has a similar ki to himself. After fighting Caulifla for a short time, Kale goes berserk and rushes towards Goku. Goku smirks, seeing he was right about Kale, and he transforms into full power Super Saiyan and he rushes at Kale as well. Goku realises that even though their strange power has similarities, there are also differences. Goku is enjoying their fight, but then Jiren steps in, and he nearly knocks Kale out of the ring. Goku is annoyed that Jiren got in the way, and he chases after Jiren, and after a short back and forth, Goku decides to test the strength of Jiren. Even in Primal Super Saiyan, Jiren is able to block his attack with a bit of difficulty, but once Goku transforms into Super Saiyan God, Jiren has to go full power, and their real battle begins. At the same time, both Cell and Raditz are facing off against Toppo, and because of how fast Cell grows in power, he quickly surpasses Raditz in power, and Toppo isn't able to take the two on at once, so he quickly knocks Raditz out of the ring. Cell begins to taunt Toppo, asking him if that is all he can do. Is he really that weak? Because if so, he will be laughing when his universe is destroyed. Toppo says enough is enough, and he powers up into his God of Destruction mode. Cell chuckles, saying at last he can have some fun, and then Cell shouts, Kaioken times 20. On the other side of the ring, Gohan is facing Kale and Caulifla, and he eventually pushes them into fusing into Kefla. Gohan still overpowers Kefla while in Ultimate, and he only gets a decent challenge once Kefla powers up into her version of Super Saiyan 2. But even with Kefla in Super Saiyan 2, Gohan has the edge, which really irritates Kefla. Kefla believes she will eventually overcome Gohan because she's growing in power, but unfortunately, she doesn't realise Gohan is like killing Goku, but he is a hybrid, meaning he has even more potential, so he's growing at an even faster rate than Kefla. Kefla throws a flurry of punches at Gohan, with Gohan blocking every single one. Gohan then backhands Kefla, and then appears behind her landing an uppercut, which he then proceeds to Kaikai above her and he slams her into the ground. Kefla is heavily injured, and she tries to rush at Gohan, but Gohan evades all her attacks, and with a full power Kamehameha, he knocks a Saiyan fusion out of the arena, and she defuses as she exits the ring. Back with Goku and Jiren. Goku in his God form begins to overpower Jiren even when he is at full power. So much so that he forces Jiren to break his limits and become far stronger. Goku can still decently keep up with his powered up Jiren, and since his power grows rapidly, in a couple of seconds he could catch up to Jiren in this powered up state, but he respects Jiren, so he decides to show Jiren his full power. Goku begins to power up, the entire world of Void shaking. His hair spikes up, and his hair becomes more of a bluish green colour. Goku is now in legendary Super Saiyan Blue. Everyone is stunned at Goku's power in this transformation. The Gods of Destruction, Jiren, and everyone in the arena who can sense God Ki. Goku slowly walks towards Jiren, giving Jiren time to process his power and how big the gap between them is. Jiren tries to land a punch on Goku's face, but Goku easily catches the punch and he lands a devastating gut punch on Jiren that, to the surprise of everyone, actually knocks the Universe 11 warrior out of the ring. At the same time, Cell ends up overpowering Toppo and knocking him out of the ring, and then Goku runs around the ring knocking out all of the remaining fighters. Universe 7 wins the Tournament of Power, and Goku is crowned the MVP. Goku would obviously wish to revive all the universes, and we then move past the Tournament of Power, where there is no Broly movie since Cell was revived instead of Frieza, and there is practically no Moro arc, seeing as Goku or Gohan could easily take the GOAT villain down in their first fight on Namek. The Granola arc isn't finished, so I won't be covering that, but there is still one last villain our heroes need to face. Goku is on Earth, after just eating some food, and then he senses an incredible power at his old home in Mount Paozu. Goku flies over there, and unsurprisingly, he finds Cell lurking, and Cell welcomes the Saiyan of Legend. Cell states that their last battle should be legendary, and where better to start it than where it all began. Goku senses Cell's energy once again, and before he can say anything, Cell admits he has been training for the occasion. He has been training ever since the Tournament of Power ended. Goku smirks, knowing this is going to be fun, and he powers up to Super Saiyan God to intimidate Cell, but Cell simply chuckles. He knows Goku has a form stronger than that, and he will show Goku that if he doesn't use that stronger form, he will die. Cell begins to power up, and just like the Frieza of a different time, his body turns golden. Goku is surprised that Cell has grown this strong from only a couple of months of training, and Goku realises if he is going to win, he needs to go all out. Goku powers up into Super Saiyan Blue, and then the battle begins, with the two warriors rushing towards each other, and Goku lands a punch on Cell that sends him into the atmosphere. The battle continues, with Goku and Cell landing blow for blow on each other, and both warriors can't help but smile. Goku hasn't had a challenge this good since Lord Beerus, and Cell hasn't had a challenge this good since his first fight with Goku all those years ago. The battle is intense and lasts a very long time. However, both warriors know how this must end. It must end the same way their first encounter did, with a Kamehameha beam struggle. The two warriors power up their most powerful Kamehamehas, and they fire their beams at each other, the two beams clashing with amazing intensity. They are evenly matched at first, but slowly, Cell's beam begins to overpower Goku's. But in the last second, Gohan appears next to Goku, and while in Ultimate, he fires his own powerful Kamehameha. The power of the legendary father-son Kamehameha easily overpowers Cell's attack, and just like their first battle, it took needing help from Gohan to finally kill Cell. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then make sure to like, comment, and please do subscribe. It is quick and easy to do. With all of that out of the way, I hope to see you all in the next video.